unfortunately, you know, we let ourselves, you know, what's it called, do a lot of damage today. So it's always frustrating because, I mean, I don't even, you know, it's always frustrating because I had a good idea behind what I wanted to see happen in the market, and I allowed myself to just lose heavy and bad, and just it's just weird how I can have a good idea, and I'll pull up on Notion. I have the videos or the executions. Um, it's weird that I can just have a just great idea of what I want to see happen. This is my prediction, to go higher. Obviously, this is London's high here, so it's somewhat right. We had an SMT. This ends up getting retaken, but I end up taking my first trade after sweeping this low, and we then ended up almost inversing the 5-minute on this candle. We didn't, but then when we inversed this candle, I ended up taking a long, which wasn't very good, off of this 15-second fair value gap right here, targeting London high. My stop loss I would never put it down here. So this was just a bad entry. Why? Well, because we hadn't even rebalanced yet to, equilibrium of this move up, which we do here. So I'm taking longs, just not even at 25% pullback. So just really, really chase that one. I'll pull up that execution. Really, really chased there. Frustrating. As you can see here, boom, okay. We get in, limit order 3, boom. And then, yeah, we end up just losing around 130 there. So I don't know why I didn't really pull that up. Doesn't really matter. So we lose there, and then this is where, I actually like the entry, and how I should have managed it would have been more ideal. We got in off of this 5-minute inverse when we also put in this 5-minute order block right there. This actually looks really, really solid. I could have had my stop below this low, 28 points. I should have just got in with 4 micros, but I got in with 5. But even if I got in with 4, right, my main target would be up here, and we'd be on our way. Actually, we'd be up about 100 points. But I'll show you guys how I went wrong in this. You might be wondering, okay, if I get on the 5-minute, how did I mess this up? Well, that is because I just was micromanaging it. I was scared about the 10 o'clock news. Probably shouldn't have entered before then, but I'll kind of show you guys what happened on the trade review here, or not even review, but on the execution. All right. So we noticed that the 5-minute had made an order block, and I didn't get in right away, but I was like, okay, I actually really like this trade. Let me get in on this trade. I was going to go break even at this high. Just super zoomed in. Let me see if I pull up the 5-minute chart so I can pause it. Still on the 1 minute. I go to break even at this point because news comes out in a minute. And I guess I don't go to the 5-minute. I'll walk you guys through. So the news was going to come out in a minute. I was down 136, and I was locking in $62 or around there. I ended up moving my stop loss to lock in $80 for news because I wanted to see us rip up, take profit, and continue with news. So I leave my stop there, and news comes out and goes down first, and it doesn't fill me at the $82. So right here, if it would have filled me there, I would have been down about 7. So I put it for 70. I put it for $70. And it goes quick, so we'll replay this. So I should have only lost 70. I should have made $70, and then it would have cut away on my loss. It comes down, stops me out, fills me lower, so I lose. I don't even know how I lose that much. I don't even know how I would lose there, if I'm being honest. just seeing the chart. Yeah, I'm not even sure how it made me lose extra money because it didn't even really come that much further past, let's see, 502. Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know how I lost money on this. Like, looking at it, it doesn't even make sense. Let's see if, when this candle came in, did it really? 905. I guess it, wow. So, I don't want to say that I got unlucky because it just wasn't that good of a trade anyways, but, I mean, losing there is crazy because it just filled me lower. And then it took me into a trade because I had my limit orders, and then that ended up losing. I closed it right away, though, luckily. That ended up losing, so it put me down 120. And I didn't even get the recording going, and I decided to, you know, going with 2 full contracts. I'll show you guys that right here. On my chart executions, I went in with 2 full contracts long, and it filled me and hit my loss limit. So $500 was hit. It's just so many frustrating things. Today is rebuild day for my account, so had this account for a while, and it's annoying that I don't even have $1,000 to draw down on this account because this account was up at one point 1,300. So I have $900 to draw down, and I just had to pay $50 more for this account, which again, I know a lot of you ballers out there, oh, it's just $50, or if you can't afford 50, I can afford $50, but I don't like throwing away $50. So it's really annoying for me to just throw away, I didn't throw away the account yet, but to just throw away $500 of course it's the day that I rebuilt. Like, I paid it this morning, $50 left my bank account to pay for this account, and I instantly just have a stupid day where I just throw away money, and I just am dumb, dude. So it really frustrating there, like really, really frustrated with myself because it's obviously my fault, right? It's not the market's fault. The market actually is delivering all right. And I'm just throwing money away, right? And I can't even, express how annoying, how frustrating it is. And yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous to do. This trade was even better too because we had an SMT with the weekly candle, and then this low here from the other week, right? We have an SMT there, right here. This low wasn't taken, so that's an SMT there. We get an inverse on the 5-minute rally gap. And yeah, so this trade, how could I have managed it better, right? Because first I want to go over that. I could have managed it better by simply just getting into the position, stop below the order block and the inverse fair value gap, target the London high. I don't even have to hold runners. I wouldn't even have to hold runners, right? Let's see, 4 points times by 60 times by 2 plus the 130 that we were down. Minus 130, we had already lost. I would have made 350 today, plus 730, right? We would have been around $1,000 in the account. So again, doesn't matter there. But that's just if I would have done that, right? And if I would have held runners, that was on 5. So imagine this, that's $600 on 5 full contracts, which is what I got in off of. So we could have taken them all off there, 3 off there, maybe 1 off at 100, and then, leave a runner to here. Whatever the case may be, we would have come out ahead of what we actually end up doing. And that's just because I was mismanaging this trade. I was looking at this high as just, if it touches this, I have to go break even. Realistically, I should have just done where I didn't move my stop loss to break even until this high get taken, right? And then when that high was taken, right, we could then go to break even and we'd never be challenged. Besides maybe because my entry was a little bit higher, we would probably have stopped, but who knows, right? My point being, I just mismanaged it, and then I let my just impulsive nature take over, and that caused me to, ruin my account today. So, like I always say, what am I going to do tomorrow, right? Nothing's going to change. I'm going to wait for a good setup, and I'm going to try and execute well. So, yeah, I mean, that's reality, man. I don't know what else people want to hear, right? I think people want you to change your strategy or change your whatever or whatever, this, that, the other, when you lose or you do something bad or you break your rules. But the reality is, that's all it is, right? That's all it is that you just broke your rules. You let your emotional side take over and you got punished for it, right? It has nothing to do with how I view price action. That's like, obviously I can learn from the mistakes I made lifetime, but the fundamental of why I got into the long there wasn't wrong. There was nothing wrong about that trade at all. The first trade, yes, that was a bad trade. But the second trade, there was nothing wrong with that trade. I actually really liked the trade. It's a fantastic idea, fantastic reason. Had good risk management, good targets. I just made a bad mess of things executing, right? So again, like a lot of people, as soon as they see loss, they say, "Oh, your strategy doesn't work. Oh, these concepts don't work, or you don't know how to use this. You don't know how to do that." That doesn't faze me anymore at all, because I know what I'm doing works. I know what I'm looking for works. It's just the decisions I make are hindering the results. Again, nothing changes tomorrow. I'm going to show up. I'm going to look for a good setup, and if a good setup comes, I'm going to execute. And it's just frustrating because it's just difficult to do. It's difficult to follow my rules. It's difficult to be disciplined. It's hard to do the right things. And it's disappointing more than anything. The account's not blown. The end of the world hasn't come upon us, right? It's really, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, right? And not saying that, like what I'm doing is fine, but I'm just saying, like, it's just trading. I'm just learning. I'm getting better. I don't need it now. I don't need profitability right now. I don't need to copy trade 5 accounts right now. I don't need to have $1,000 days right now. I don't need to be passing this account right now. I don't need these things right now. I do not need it right now. It is never urgent. I think a lot of pressure I put on myself is because I want things now. I don't need things now. I need to get better at the process, get better at being consistent. I don't need it now, and that's where I think I go wrong a lot of times, is that I look at a day and I'm like, okay, this is the end of me, when it's not the end, right? It's not the end whatsoever, because I don't need it now. I should never. Last week I did well. I had a time where I really wanted to gamble to make back a $100 loss, and I didn't, and then I took a good trade and I was rewarded for it. I battled the same thing today, and I gave in to the impulsive nature. I had the same temptation to, just go with 1 or 2 contracts and just, you can make back 200 real quick, just 10 points, right? Just something quick. It'll move 10 points. It's starting to run. Oh, we'll get it. And then we'll be back on the day. But I failed to remember what I remembered last week, which was that quick 200 doesn't matter. I convinced myself that the quick 200 on my evaluation would make me feel better, that it would make me trade better, that it would save my account, that it would save my week, that would save my month, that would save my trading. And that is just a straight up lie. It's not. going to have me trade any better. It's not going to help me in the long run. It's not going to make me a better trader just because I didn't lose on an evaluation during one day. If I don't lose money or if I make money doing the wrong thing, it has no help. So I convinced myself that it would. I've convinced myself it would solve all the problems with my trading. I convinced myself it would fix, my FOMO or whatever. It would fix whatever. I convinced myself that if I could just make back that money because I felt like I didn't deserve to have lost more on that first trade or on that second trade because I had my stop loss and profits, right? So I felt like I didn't deserve to lose more. I think that is unfortunately why I gave in, is because it was a very specific case where, again, I'm not excusing the gamble, but I haven't had that happen to me much or even really at all. I think that's like the first time that I've had that happen where I just got a really unfortunate fill because of news. Again, should I be trading before high impact news? Maybe not, but if we look objectively, right, this entry here was before high impact news and it played out well because it wasn't like anything crazy. So I probably could, I'm probably fine with it still. I just was in a little bit late, managing my stop too much. But because I took that loss and I lost another $50, $60 because of just the news volatility, and I shouldn't have lost, and I should have been making 70 back and should only be down around 50 to $60 at that point. It really frustrated me, and it really got the best of me. Whereas last week, I took a regular loss on a regular day, and it was okay because I was like, okay, this is just a normal loss. Let me just move on. But today, it just felt like I didn't deserve it, right? And you always deserve what happens to you in the market because it's never the market's fault. It's always my own fault. So as soon as I allowed myself to feel like I was the victim to the market's manipulation or whatever, and as soon as I allowed myself to be a victim, I, hurt myself more instead of taking accountability, saying, you know what, I was trailing my stop too tight here right before high impact news, hoping to get lucky and hoping that the impact news would go straight up in my favor. And I took a gamble there and it didn't work, and I allowed it to get the best of me and my emotions. That's as simple as it gets, right? That's exactly what I did. And that's why I'm sitting here making a video about losing 500 and not making money today. Because, right, if we don't go super micromanagement with our stop loss here, we would have hit our take profits, right? We would hit 2 here, and that would have been around 24 points, I remember, and then we would have hit 2 here. So, calculator, 24 times 4 would have been 96, so we'll minus 130, so we'd be down around $34 still. And then our second take profit would have hit 50, let's just say 50 points. 50 times 4 equals, so we'll be up around 200. And then our runner would be going to this high, which is 180, and maybe we'd even take it off at this high here. Let's just say we take it off at this high here. Or let's just say we take it off for $100 or 100 points. Boom, 100 points, that's $200. $400 day. We'd be sitting here telling you about a $400 day. Instead, I'm telling you about a $500 loss. And that's what I want to illustrate, is the difference between days, right? Very, very subtle things change entire outcomes. Like entire outcomes, right? Very, very subtle things. The difference of just being zoomed in here, not wanting to lose, being scared to get into a trade. If I'm that scared, if I need to go break even at this high, right, when we zoom out or zoom in, right, if I'm getting into a position here, around here, and I need to go break even at this high, not even this one, when we zoom out, we need to look at the bigger picture. What is this high? Absolutely nothing. What is this high? Really nothing, right? London high is when you go break even. And then you let the thing play out. And then you have a good day, right? And these are the differences. These are the mistakes I'm making. And, I would love to just stop making them. And it is that simple. It really is. It is that simple for me to just not do dumb things. But for some reason, I have a very difficult time doing the right thing. And and that's why I'm making this video rather than making a winning day video. But what do I know? I know that this won't be the end of my trading. The end of the world is not upon us. And I know I'll show up tomorrow or the next day or whenever my next trade is. I know that I have control over my emotions. I have control over the setups I take. I've seen hundreds of good setups. I control my decision making and my emotions fully. And I know that tomorrow or the next day or the next day, whenever I'm trading next, I know that nothing changes. I'm still looking for good setups. I'm still looking at the market the same way. I'm still trying to, hold for my targets, and I'm trying to execute good with good risk management. So just because we had a bad day and we made mistakes and we revenge traded, everything doesn't go out of the window just because of a loss or because of a bad day or because of breaking your rules. All the work you put in doesn't go out the window overnight. It doesn't just end with you there. It doesn't just, stop working because you made a mistake one day. Yes, is it frustrating to lose 500? Yeah, because that means I'm going to have to, at some point, make that back. But if I were to never make $500 again, ever again, then I'm not in the right industry anyways. Is how I like to look at it, right? If I can't make back this 500, then trading would never work for me anyways, because it's not going to be the last 500 I ever lose or make, and there will be always other days in the market, and I'll become consistently profitable sooner rather than later, as soon as I can get my head on straight and do the right things. So one thing too, I definitely thought about just buying an account when I got locked and then just gambling it. I didn't do that because, again, money doesn't grow on trees for me. It's just not smart. It's just not good. It wouldn't do anything for me, so I'm happy that I didn't do that, because I could have made that decision as well. So yeah, obviously it's disappointing. Obviously I'm frustrated. Obviously it's embarrassing to do. That's why I have this YouTube channel. And I've actually realized and learned that I don't care about people that have their opinions on me that I don't like, because everyone can have their opinion. I have plenty of people that I appreciate showing support every single video. You guys are the ones I post these videos for, the ones that are keeping up with my journey and actually want to see me do well. So in the past, I would have a day like this and I would be like, oh, maybe I should just quit posting videos. And that thought came across my head today. I was like, you know what? Why am I even posting YouTube videos, right? Why don't I just stop doing it and just trade on my own? But the reality is, the YouTube videos aren't affecting my trading. I'm not trying to put on a show for anyone, because I know at the end of the day, either I become profitable or I don't, right? So it won't affect me either way. I have to learn how to be disciplined, follow my rules, and all these things on my own. It's not going to be because of my channel or not that's going to succeed or not. So, and I've also realized that I have confidence in myself, even on a bad day. I have confidence in my view on the market. I have a confidence in this trade. I have confidence that I took this. I have confidence in the draw and liquidity being higher. Like, I have confidence in my trade now. I have confidence in my ability to read the market, when to not trade, when to trade. I have confidence in these things, so I have to just realize that and kind of show the confidence I have in myself, because I have a lot of confidence in my trading. I know that I know what I'm doing. I know that I can succeed, and that's all it takes. I don't need anyone online to tell me I can or can't, because I know for myself, and I'm at a place where I don't look at it. I'm not in. I actually recently left every single trading Discord I'm in. Every single trading Discord I'm in at all. I'm not in a single trading Discord. I don't follow a single trader on Instagram. And I still am subscribed to people on YouTube, because I think that YouTube's a great platform to learn from, right? I'm not done learning per se, but I'm also going to try and get my Instagram and TikTok feed just purely no trading at all. No trading related stuff. Anytime I see them, I'm just going to scroll right past it, because I need to just I'm getting in my own way when I see people trading. Unfortunately for me, I'm someone that can't see people winning without having FOMO, without questioning myself. Unfortunately, that is my mindset. So I've had to realize that and recognize it and say, look, I can't handle seeing other people succeed when I'm failing, and I have to just step away because I have the tools I need, right? That Discord, that TikToker, that whatever, that little screenshot of their P&L in their story. That's not helping me. It's actually hurting me, and I've had to recognize that because I've tried to just I haven't seen a trade today. Let me just go on Discord and see if Dodgy took a trade. Oh, Dodgy shouted out an A+ setup, and I didn't take it, or I didn't like it, or I don't have a trade today. Oh crap! Like, what did I do wrong? Right? That's what it is for me, and unfortunately, I can't handle. I guess I'm not, whatever you want to say. I'm not mature enough, whatever. But I can't handle seeing other people take trades and wins when I'm not winning. And since I've recognized that, I've had to just completely remove myself, from those environments. Because I know I have the tool set, I have the understanding, right? Dodgy, he's not watching people live trade. He's not looking at people's Discords for bias or for, what they're going to do on certain no news days, or if they're going to wait for news here, or they're going to wait for pre-market or whatever. Dodgy doesn't do that. Justin Werland doesn't do that. ICT doesn't do that, right? And I'm not saying I'm at that level, but I know I have the foundation, the tools, and the building blocks to trade well. So when I have all this stuff in front of me, I recommend watching someone trade in a Discord, whatever, when you're newer, when you don't really understand what you're doing. But I know I understand what I'm doing enough that I don't need any influence, and any influence outside of my own thoughts is negative for me at this moment because I don't have enough confidence in myself yet, and that's just going to come with proving to myself. Eventually, it wouldn't faze me to see anyone's opinions or anyone's winning trades because I'll be profitable. But when I'm not profitable and I see other people winning, it definitely does frustrate me. Right? It's not a good mentality. It's not a good habit. It's not a good thought process, but it does frustrate me. It makes me, I wouldn't want to go as far as say upset, because that's a little extreme. It doesn't upset me, but it upsets myself, right? It doesn't upset me that person's succeeding. I want anyone that's trading to succeed, but it frustrates me and it hurts myself, and it hurts me when I see people winning and I'm not, right? This is not a good trait to have. That's jealousy, that's envy. It's one of the biggest things I think I struggle with as a human being, not even a trader, but envy, right? Same reason I want a lot of money, right? There's bad qualities about me. There's bad qualities that I have that I really want to work on, and I am trying to work on, and I do try and work on. But I am a human being. I have bad tendencies. I have bad qualities. I have bad ideas, right? And one of them is just envy, right? And jealousy and whatever, right? I see people winning, and if I'm winning and I'm doing good because I'm competitive, right? If I'm winning and I'm doing really well and that's why they say no one will ever hate on you when they're doing better than you. Because if I'm doing, I don't hate on people that win, but envy is out of a place of hate, right? Jealousy, what was that line from either Kanye or Drake or something? It's jealousy is envy and hate, or love and hate at the same time. And it's true because when you're jealous of someone, it frustrates you. It's love because man, I wish I could do what they're doing. But then it's hate because I don't know. It's a really, really sour feeling, really nasty feeling. And again, I don't know. I'm going on this rant kind of just because I'm having to just remove myself from anyone else's journey because I have the tools I need. And yeah, that's something that I've had to recognize with myself. It's a horrible trait to have, right? It's not good to be a jealous or envious person. I shouldn't envy other people's success, money, whatever. but I compare myself. I compare myself to other people's performances, other people's money, other people's whatever. And I think that also causes a negative effect on my trading. Because I want to pass my account then, and I want to get payouts, and I want to copy trade, and I want to do this and that, and post screenshots of my P&L every day, and I want to show $1,000 days, and I want to get payouts. And I don't need it right now. I don't deserve it right now, but I will get there, and I have to just believe myself. And I will really, really work on envy and that stuff because it has no place in my life as a human being. Right? I think it's really weird because I want to have a lot of money and I want to do well and succeed financially in trading. But money really disgusts me. My need for money, my need for whatever disgusts me, if I'm being honest. Because I just think it's such a gross mind that I think a lot of us have, which is just money, money, money. Yeah, we say it's because we want financial freedom, which it is. But if someone offered you, $100,000 a year, every year, but you could not make a single extra dollar, me personally, I'm turning it down. So that would give you financial freedom, right? You can live, eat, whatever, free, don't have to work. But that's not enough, is it? We all know that that's not enough. Obviously, a lot of people don't make $100K a year, but the idea, or that would be good for a lot of people, but I'm saying for someone like me, and I'm assuming most of you guys that have a entrepreneurial mindset or want to make money and want to make a lot of money, you know that you can outperform that. You know you can make more money, and you wouldn't just take that. You wouldn't be like, okay, I'm going to limit myself. And although that's how you achieve bigger things, it's having a winning mindset of like, I can do better, I can do more. I also wish sometimes I didn't have that mindset because it is a little bit, I think it misses the point of what we're alive to do, right? I don't think that we're meant here to be chasing money as hard as we all chase money. And it's unfortunate. It won't change, and I don't think it will change my pursuit to make money. But it definitely is something that I wonder about and wonder why I have such a desire to make money. But right now I have no money, in a sense. So I would love to live one day with the ability to have enough money to where my thoughts are no longer driven by money, while my decisions are no longer driven by money, and I no longer am worried about money, right? And I think that's everyone's point with financial freedom. And unless I get the opportunity to experience what that's like, then I'll forever be corrupted by the idea of money. And every decision I make, is it because of money or not? And you'll never really truly know why you're making a decision, I think, until after you have X amount of money, right? Because then you can know, okay, do I really care about this? Do I really want this? And that's why there's so many sellouts in the world, is because everyone wants money. Not sure why I just went on that rant about money and kind of more philosophical stuff, but yeah, man. I mean, I can't even express how frustrating today was for me. But you guys have seen me get back up 100 times, and you're going to see 101, and then you're going to see 102, and then you're going to see 1,000 before you know it, and then you guys will see the success and the consistency will pay off, and I know that I know what I'm doing. I let my emotions get the better of me today because of certain triggers, and I'll just work on negating them and battling those. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate everyone that watched these videos. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully you guys had a good day. Let me know how your guys' day went in the comments. Peace.